So what we're going to be moving into now is what I'm going to call part 2. I want this to be more for the intermediate people and the advanced people, but beginners, if you're here, I know that some of you are here. I know it because you're too impatient, but that's okay. That's okay. For the beginners, I do think that it's good to have this stuff in mind, just so you know what I mean? So I guess give it a watch, but don't focus on this until you've gotten the basics, okay? Please, just basics first. So first here, we're gonna talk about low screams, and at the same time, we're gonna talk about pitch control. Luckily, for some of y'all who can't sing, pitch control and screaming is a lot easier than pitch control and singing. The vast majority of it is about mouth shape and tongue placement. Also, you should be able to know how to make your voice higher and lower. That also plays a part in it. So if you can talk high and also talk low, then you're good. I'm sure everyone already knows how to do that. If you don't, I do think having a good sense of tone helps, as it's gonna assist you in screaming at the exact pitches that you want instead of just random up and down. You know what I mean? So the basic idea is open mouth for high screams, O shape, or butthole lips for lows. For your basic low scream, you're just gonna want to use the O shape. Okay? So make an O shape and face your chin downwards. I don't know if everyone does this, but this is what I do, and it works great for me. And I'm teaching y'all the way I know how to do it, so do it. I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate that to you. If I can find my screaming potato. Got my potato. Alright, so there you have it. That's a low scream. I don't know why, but when I was learning how to do low screams, I couldn't figure it out until I did that, and it worked for me. So like, you see, like, I'm not just moving my chin downward does it for me. So there's another thing that I like to do, and this is what we're gonna use our butthole lips for. I don't really know what to call this. We're just gonna call this the ooh sound. So to do that, like I said, chin downwards, make the butthole lips, and place your tongue on your bottom teeth. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can see it, but just put the tip of your tongue on your bottom teeth. You don't have to press it against your bottom teeth. Just place it there. Do a low scream while making the butthole lips and putting your tongue on your bottom teeth. So I'm gonna show you. Yeah, so that's pretty much it on low screams. So next, let's talk about high screams. I think that a lot of people struggle with this one because they try to take their mid scream. They just try to make it higher, but it's more than that. You can only make your mid scream but so high because it's still a mid scream. The high scream comes from a different place. So let me first start out by talking about your falsetto register. This is the register right above the register that you would use for your normal speech. Some people may call this your head voice. I don't care what you call it. It doesn't matter what you call it. It doesn't matter so long as you follow my instruction. It's not hard to use at all. Try talking like a little girl or like Elmo. La 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 la. Hi, my name is Sean. You know what I mean? It's really not hard. If you're really struggling trying to use your falsetto register, maybe just practice by talking in it or singing in it. And you might think, oh, what? How can you sing in your falsetto register? But people do it all the time. You know, it's not like an uncommon thing. If you know Charlie Puth, he's a pop artist, he does it a lot. Will you marry me? So for your basic high scream, I want you to do the grudge noise, which you should already know at this point. In your falsetto register, try doing the grudge noise. Don't do it like, I want you to do it like, That's kind of the sound that I want you to get. Once you get that down, I want you to project it. You should also already know how to project properly at this point. So, screaming potato, here we come. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what that sounds like. When I spoke about mouth shape before, I said that open mouth is the idea for high screams, but you're not restricted to this. While doing the high scream technique, changing your mouth shape will affect the sound that is produced by it. Not necessarily in a bad way, it just depends on what exactly you're going for and what you're trying to do. So that's just about it for high screams. Now moving on to gutturals. So out of all the techniques that I'm going to be showing you today, this is the one that I'm newest to and that I need the most work on. so bear with me. I'm going to do the best I can to explain it to you. So for the basic guttural technique that I do, I want you to start with the low scream that I taught you, and I want you to make like a kissy face or like fish lips, like, can you see? Kind of like this. Keep your chin down, like I told you before. Keep your chin down. With your tongue, I want you to sort of kind of roll it back and place it on the roof of your mouth. I guess there are a lot of places that you could put your tongue, so I'm going to show you this diagram because I can't explain it. For my basic guttural scream, I place my tongue on my alveolar ridge, and that's located roughly where 5 is. Depending on exactly what I want to do, I may move it up to 4 or back to as far as 7. I'll do a little demonstration for you. There you have it. There's another type of gutturals that I like to do, don't know a name for it, but it gives you that really nice toilet bowl sound that you hear a lot in maybe like a Virgin's Crown, if you've ever heard of them. Place your tongue on the back of your top teeth, not your bottom teeth. That's roughly on the diagram where 3 is. I want you to make this face, I'm gonna call it whale face.
I don't think I explained it too well in the video, so I want to show you up close. So basically, you want to move your face down like this, and then make that O shape that I told you about before. So like, you see what I mean? You see what?
And I'll go ahead and demonstrate that for you. So chin down, whale face, that thing, tongue on the tip of your teeth. Pig squeals. This one's a bit harder for me to explain. All the techniques that I go over in the second part of this video, I recommend already knowing how to scream before attempting, but this one especially so that you're more likely to understand what I mean without hurting yourself. So for this, your throat needs to be a bit tighter or more constricted, and the best way I can think of to explain that is to sort of like grunt like you're taking a shit. I know nobody does this, but grunt like you're taking a shit, but apply the fry technique to it. So like, you know what I mean? So do that, and once you're able to imitate that sound, I want you to try doing it in your falsetto register. Like, tongue placement is important for this one, so we're gonna take another look at the diagram. So for this one, you need your tongue sort of kind of pointing straight forward. So imagine you're saying shh. Your tongue is sort of right in front of, but not touching your alveolar ridge. I want you to keep it forward and move it so that it's about ½ an inch behind your front teeth and right under, but not touching your alveolar ridge. Now make that grunt sound from your falsetto register like I taught you, and push it out as you would a normal scream.
Yeah, my bad. So I forgot to mention your mouth shape for this one needs to be the kissy face or the fish lips, whatever you want to call them. Like that.
So after you master that, you can try applying it to your gutturals for a much lower tone pig squeal. I assume at this point you already know how to constrict your airflow with the pig squeal technique. Apply that and use the falsetto to your gutturals. So basically you're just going to do your basic guttural scream and try shifting the pitch upwards. And by this point you should already have a clear understanding of how to freely change the pitch of your screams, so at least that much shouldn't be a problem for you. And I'm going to demonstrate that. So now let's move on to something called melodic screaming. You don't hear this one too often. It can be pretty difficult if you don't have full mastery over pitch control and a good ear for tone. So basically every single sound has a note or a frequency. This includes everything from tapping on a glass to your footsteps to your screaming. If you've mastered pitch control, this is probably going to be a lot easier than you're thinking. So first, I want you to try to sing a note and then scream it. Let's do this together. So we're gonna go la. I want you to try to scream at that exact pitch. La, la. It might be kind of hard to tell, but we're gonna sing a song. And when I sing that song, it'll probably be a lot easier for you to tell the difference of the pitches. So hearing it that way probably helps you a little more hear the different notes and stuff. Melodic screaming is probably going to sound best if you can at the very least sing in tune, as it does require you to be very specific with the pitches that you're screaming at. I made a post on my Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook telling you guys to ask me questions that you wanted answered in this video. A lot of you guys asked questions, but some of them I won't answer because they were basically answered by you watching this video. So let's get started. Fernando asks, how do I know I'm not using my throat? Fernando, this is actually a really good question. A good indicator that you're not screaming from your throat is that there's no pain. To not scream from your throat means to scream from your diaphragm and project properly. If you are properly performing the fry technique that I taught you, you should be fine. I can do this for hours and hours on end and feel no pain whatsoever. It does not hurt if you do it properly. If you ever feel any pain while you're screaming, stop. Try something different because you're doing something wrong. Now, as a beginner, the muscles around your throat may get sore as you naturally tighten them as you perform the fry scream, but the inside of your throat should not be in any sort of pain. Soreness will start going away as your muscles get stronger and you get used to this. Corey asks if it's possible to lose the ability to do high screams. Your ability to perform certain techniques or all techniques are affected by the health of your throat. Things like drinking alcohol before you practice or smoking cigarettes will inevitably impact your vocal ability. Your throat is your instrument, so treat it the way you would a real expensive instrument that you bought and paid for. Now, I know when I say this, people are going to be confused and be like, I thought you said you don't scream from your throat. You don't scream from your throat, but the sound is produced in your throat, obviously. When I say obviously, I don't mean like you're stupid. I just mean like, you know, the sound is produced in your throat, but the power and the force behind your scream is produced here. When you scream, you don't want to think of it as coming from your throat, because it's not. It's being molded there. You know what I mean? Molded! Corey number 2 asks, how do you distinguish right compression when going from singing to screaming? I guess, how do you distinguish where your power is supposed to come from in cleans and screaming? The power behind both singing and screaming comes from the same place, your diaphragm. Kyle asks, how do you go from highs to lows so seamlessly? Assuming that you use the same technique for both highs and lows, because some people do perform high fries in mids and then low false chords, pitch control is key. By the time you master highs, lows, and mids, you'll have a good understanding of pitch control. So at that point, cycling between the three won't be a challenge. You've got to know how to do mids though. That's your middle ground, which is why I told you can't start with highs or lows. Mids are your middle ground. As I said before, there are some vocalists who do high, mid, fries, low, false chords. Old school Ask Alexandria with Danny Warstop, they did that a lot. If you're one of those people, in truth, I don't really know what to tell you. I can't even fathom how anyone can switch seamlessly from false chord to vocal fry. I just can't. They're just so different. I can't see how you can just switch to another one. So if that's the case, we're both kind of fucked on that one. Ryan asks, how to recover when you're sick? First of all, don't scream. Oh my god, I don't know why when people are sick, they're just like, I wonder if I can scream. No, don't do that, man. As well as doing the typical things that you would do when you are sick, drink a cup or two of that throat coat tea. It is beneficial to your throat health, so it'll make you feel nice. I think this actually calls for 6 cups a day. 4 to 6 cups daily, yeah. So do that, rest your throat. You don't have to not talk at all. Just don't try to sing or scream. And don't like yell at anybody or anything. Just keep it chill. Alright, so at this point, I've pretty much gone over everything that I know. Not that I wouldn't be able to answer any questions. If you're one of the people who asked me a question that I didn't answer in the video because I thought that it was already answered and you still have that question, ask me. My social media links are always in the description. Message me on one of them. I'll be happy to help you out. Even if you're not one of those people and you have a question, please message me. I want to help you. I'm here to help you. Just hit me up. So, in short, being a metal vocalist is not easy. It's probably not going to come quickly to you. It does take time. It's going to kick your ass at first, most likely. But like I said before, if you really want it and you're really passionate about it and you practice and you work for it, I am positive that you will see results. So, that's just about it. Like I said, if you have any questions, comment on my social media or message me, or better yet, leave a comment. leave a comment with your questions or your thoughts. So good luck to all of you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to hear from you once you give it a shot.